Good evening, everyone, and welcome to round number 15 of 16 here in 2025 for the RPES Clash at the Coliseum, presented by Right Rear Racing. You're live here from the Bristol Motor Speedway in Bristol, Tennessee. I believe we have about 25 cars in competition tonight, so I have 3 heat races. Top 4 will advance out of each of those directly after we get through TJ Visuals qualifying. We'll watch here number 43, Nick Larry. They are currently second in the 360 Sprint Car Series point standings. Around here to complete their first lap in TJ Visuals qualifying. Nick Larry goes second quick to this point. Michael Skirring with the fastest time with a 14.191. See, I think he might have ran out of fuel there as he was sputtering as he come to the line. Richie Gaines now just went to the top spot in car number 11. I believe Ernie Williams should be on lap number 2 right here in car number 91. Former winner with 360 Sprint Car Series. See, current series point leader. He just clinched the championship by showing up tonight. Mason Hannigan, car 1. He is now the fastest qualifier to this point. Track record coming into tonight, which obviously has now been broken by Mason Hannigan as Bowen Smith continues to blink out there in car 012. Was set on April 1st of 2024 by J.D. Myers, the 14.311. Obviously, the new track record will now be a 14.066 by Mason Hannigan here this evening as we watch Jimbo Rooney. He is the last car to come across the line. Looks like Bowen Smith, both of his laps. Looks like he finally did get one lap to count. First lap there though for Bowen Smith did not even count at all because the him lagging. But Jimbo Rooney went 11th quick on lap 1. Let's see what he got on lap number 2. It looks like he was a little bit slower at the 14.439. So Mason Hannigan, your fastest qualifier tonight in the 23 car field. So he picks up another 10 points with just further solidifying the fact that he is already the champion in this series with still a whole nother week to go next week. But new track record will be a 14.066 by Mason Hannigan. And the winner last time when we came to Bristol some 18 months ago was 𝐒𝐲. He picked up one of his 3 career wins with the 360 Sprint Car Series. Now head into Right Rear Racing Heat Race number 1. 8 laps of distance, top 4 will advance and move on. Here is your 8-car starting grid. Jordan Navarro, who we saw pick up a 305 win earlier this spring, will go up from the pole position in car number 96. Alongside me, Kevin Goodall, who finished, I believe, 3rd the other night with the 305 series here at Bristol. Matt Hinkle, I raced his Slide Job Syndicate League the other night, finished 10th. I'm pretty proud of myself, even though I'm not sure my competitors would say the same. 4th, your fast qualifier this evening, Mason Hannigan. Nick Larry in car 43. We'll start from this 5th spot, so he's definitely got some spots to make up if he wants to solidify his spot in 2nd place in points. Ernie Williams will go from 6th in the 091. 7th, the 02 of Parker, and then from the back of the grid will be the 11 of Joseph Groom. I don't know what the heck happened there. I don't know how the 96 end up losing their top wing already. Let's go take a look at this. I'm gonna guess he had some sort of wheel malfunction in 96, but obviously very tough break. But that'll move Matt Hinkle and the rest of the inside row up one before we even get going. So that's one less car everyone's got to pass up front. Yeah, I'm gonna guess his throttle had stuck on his pedals to allow that to happen. But as I said earlier, top 4 will advance out of these 8 cars here in heat race number 1. We see continues to have cars be blinking out here tonight for some reason. So Matt Hinkle though out front here in car 47. Nick Larry from his original fifth starting spot now into P2. Maysan now in 3rd, and back to 4th is Kevin Goodall for the 2nd place starting spot. Nick Larry's there, lost some momentum that'll allow Hannigan to almost pull alongside him as they head into turn number 3. Hannigan should be able to have momentum. He will at least slightly nudge ahead there as they cross the line. Matt Hinkle with your 618 engraving and design, fastest lap of this heat race, out front in 47. He is out half a second away from everyone else. As we see this great battle here. As we got Parker now working his way into the battle. 4 cars right on top of each other. Now about to be 5 with Ernie Williams right behind him. Mason Hagan now solely into the 2nd spot. Nick Larry now over Goodall as Parker almost makes contact with Goodall there off the corner. See if Williams is able to do anything with the 2 car there as well as they enter in 1 and 2. And the last car on your screen there is the 11 of Joseph Groom. Cars continue to keep blinking out for some straight period. But Kevin Goodall now in the 4th and final transfer spot. To be fair though, only 1 car tonight in the B main is going to be going home. Up front though, white flag is out for the slide job syndicate, number 47 car of Matt Hinkle. Matt Hinkle comes around, takes the checker flag here at Reigel Racing Heat Race number 1. Mason Hannigan finishes 2nd. 3rd be Nick Larry. And we'll get another full rundown here of your results from Right Rear Racing Heat Race number 1. Here at the Clash at the Coliseum by Right Rear Racing itself. Matt Hinkle with the win over Mason Hannigan. Nick Larry finishes 3rd. 4th, Kevin Goodall. Those are your transfer cars. Your non-transfers, the 02 of Parker, 09 of Ernie Williams, and then Joseph Groom and Jordan Navarro there with those wheel issues there at the beginning. Sucks for Jordan Navarro, but also makes my job harder later on when I got to put in the points, because then I got to add him in manually. Because he didn't technically take the green. So he's always making my job harder. Here we go, another heat race. This one is presented by Casey Simon Cinematography. 27 of Jimbo Rooney, your current point leader heading into next week for the 305 Sprint Car Series, looking to clinch his 2nd straight championship in that series. Alongside will be the 83 of Greg Robinson. Chase Shaft in the 3 car will be starting 3rd. Richie Gaines in the 011 from 4th. Dean Reynolds North Syracuse, New York in the 79 will go from 5th. 6th will be Flying Fred Hoffman in the 13. Then 7th will be the 67 of Ty Dickinson, who is 2nd in the 305 standings, which actually is the only driver within reach to challenge Jimbo Rooney next week. And Scott Thomason makes his return in car 8, starting 8th. Once again, same thing. That's right, Jimbo Rooney does have a EOL for this week from incidents that happened, like 3 weeks ago now, since we've been off for a while. The World Finals and the World Short Track is two very, very busy weeks for me. So I always try to schedule around it. Still kind of questioning why the like all the cars, for example. Sometimes just some of the car, but it must be something on my end as to why the cars keep blinking out like that. But let's hope it doesn't get any worse. Well, as I say that, it did get worse there for a second. But green flag is out here in Casey Simon Cinematography Heat Race number 2. Chase Shaft out to a great jump there as he would assume the starting on the pole position after Jimbo Rooney had that EOL. Dean Reynolds on the second spot as he battles with Ty Dickinson. See the inside row got a massive jump there. Yellow flag is out for the first time this evening, and it is presented by 618 Engraving and Design. Looks like Greg Robinson and Richie Gaines may have been involved in this one. So it also explain, yeah, that would explain a lot why Ty Dickinson was in third from 7th. Looks like this Robinson gets a little like squirrely out the corner, and Gaines kind of put his nose there. And I kind of feel like it's mainly a racing incident, just because with high momentum racetracks like this, you can't lift either, because I mean you're going to lose so much ground on this, especially with how fast the racetrack is at this moment. I would say this is only the second time we have ever had the 360 Sprint Car Series in action at this track. Last time it was a non-points race on April Fool's Day. A couple of these drivers may remember it, but our spring rush season, which is only our second season we ever did. But I believe we should get the one to go signal here at the line. But obviously, iRacing still thinks Jimbo Rooney's the leader because we never completed a lap. I don't think Greg Robinson or Richie Gaines are running second and fourth if they're in the pit area either. Yeah, but heading into tonight's action, Mesa Hannigan has a 320-point lead over Nick Larry. With just like I said earlier, just by showing up tonight, he is now your official 2025 champion. And Nick Larry still has a close battle with Bowen Smith. Those two are neck and neck for this second spot in the standings. Trevor Royer, who I did not believe is in action tonight, he is kind of all alone by himself in fourth spot. Ty Williams also not in action. That should allow Jimbo Rooney to move up to at least the fifth spot tonight, as he was only about 30 points back from Ty Williams. Of course, we pay the top 10 in points for this series, as it looks like we're going back green flag racing this time. Chase Shaft leads us back to the third-party gaming green flag. Shaft, Reynolds, Dickinson, and Hoffman. That is your top four in the transfer spots. We have another blink out there. Scott Thomason started 8th in this one. He is now running in the 5th spot after a war of attrition here in the early goings. That is a nice new paint scheme, I gotta say, out of Scott Thomason. But at least I have not seen that paint scheme in the last couple times he's raced with us. Usually it's always a black and red car. Dickinson here now looking to the inside of Reynolds. They almost make contact. I bet you that made Reynolds get up on his seat. You can see they are full throttle around this place right now. They will be full throttle the majority of the night, but it'll definitely get slicker as the night goes on, and the racing will be better. It's the same thing we saw with the 305s just 2 nights ago. We're not missing anything up front as Chase Shaft has checked out from the field in car 3, and Fred Hoffman still holds about a 2 or 3/10 advantage over Scott Thomason. It's at the white flag. Chase Shaft in the Black Diamond Motorsports number 3 will come to the checkered flag here as I think he almost ran out of fuel there coming to the line. But he picks up the win here in heat race number 2, brought to you by Casey Simon Cinematography. So your full heat race rundown here is Chase Shaft, Dean Reynolds, Ty Dickinson, Fred Hoffman, Scott Thomason, Jimbo Rooney, Greg Robinson, and Richie Gaines. Then move on to our third heat race of the night, which is brought to you by Twisted Speed, which is also the presenting sponsor of our Hard Charger Award each evening. They give out a free setup pack to the driver who advances the most spots in a good majority of our events. But Joseph Grandy, who we saw have some great speed last time when we were at the Wheat Sport Speedway, I believe it was. Actually, no, it was Port Royal. Port Royal, he led early, and then he had gotten to the wall out of turn 2. But Michael Skirring back from his suspension. He is now will start second. Third, newcomer tonight, Johnny Vaughn. Just joined right before the session started. Bowen Smith will start in the 4th spot. 5th, Jeremy Christensen. Driver's already signed up to be a 26 member for a lot of our series next year. David Baker, our lone Australian, in car 19, starts 6th. And going from the tail will be the 22 of Anthony Villagran. As we look at the top here at the Bristol Motor Speedway, the last great Coliseum. Try to get a little bit of a different vantage point here as the field comes to the green when they get to us here in turn number 3 and 4. Jeremy Christensen, as we said, he starts 5th in this one. He is currently in the 7th place in the standings. And Michael Skirring, who's in this one, he is in 9th. He is in 9th in the standings at this moment. 8 laps distance, top 4 advance. Grandy up the racetrack. Sure, he's got a challenge him here in 3 and 4. He will take the spot. Move Michael Skirring to the lead here in heat race number 3 by Twisted Speed. Grandy tried to pull it back down the hill, but was not able to get anything going. Skirring may be home free now as long as he doesn't have any miscues out front. You see Johnny Vaughn there, the newcomer. Very nice paint scheme in car 30. He is alongside your 3rd place driver in points. Bowen Smith, he slides up and try to take the line away. He almost does, but thinks better of it. Reminder, these drivers do not have mirrors out there. So that I wouldn't say they're blind, but you got to kind of do it by your mental state and your hearing, a lot of that. Pretty good battle here for your 2nd through 4th spots, as now Bowen Smith has worked his way by Johnny Vaughn. He will now set his sights on the 512 of Joseph Grandy. All 3 of these drivers are quite a ways away from Anthony Villagran, who runs in your 5th spot after starting from the 10th. And your driver currently has the fastest lap in the heat race, Joseph Grandy, which that was just 2 laps ago. Still very fast lap times as they're still running the 14.3s here, which obviously was the previous track record before this evening. Last lap now, though. Looks like these 4 spots are well in hand as long as they don't make any major miscues. Michael Skirring here is going to come out of turn 4, and he'll take the checkered in Twisted Speed heat race number 3. Full rundown, though, will be Michael Skirrin, Joseph Grandy, Bowen Smith, Johnny Vaughn, then your non-transfers, Anthony Villagran, Jeremy Christensen, and David Baker. Now I'll move into our lone 618 engraving and design B main for the evening. There'll be should be 11 cars take to the grid. 10 of them will advance on. This is one of the times where I wish the game would allow you to like in real life you could just, if 23 cars show up, you could just start all 23. But once the session's launched, you can't really change anything about that. That's kind of the part that sucks about it. But nonetheless, we have an 11 car B main to put some laps on the track. It looks like all 11 cars are going to take the grid, as I would assume Jimbo Rooney will. Yep, there he is. So all 11 cars will go out there. We'll see which one's going to have to make the lone trek back home to wherever they're at. I guess back to their bed, maybe. And Ty Dickinson, we've talked about this. We are not starting 30 cars. The only series that we will start more than 30 cars would be our Pavement Elite Series. That's the only one. Only one. And the only other one I think about is maybe one of the big blocks, because I like the big blocks. Again, this B main here will be brought to you by 618 Engraving and Design. They are our fastest lap B main and caution flag sponsor at each of our events in 2025, and they will be back next year with being the caution sponsor in 2026 and the brand new Dirt Street Stock Series, which will be coming in the fall of 2026. If you're a company out there and you're not already a partner with Reigel Promotions Esports, make sure to reach out to me. We'll be more than happy to announce your name as many times as you want on any broadcast. As Thomason and Parker lead him to the green here. The 0-2 gets a massive jump there out to the lead. He's now home free. He's going to hope for no yellows. Thomason now alongside Villagran. Villagran going to try to slide up as we get another one of those blink outs. Luckily, they did not make any contact. Scott Thomason now into the second spot. Villagran still all over as they head back into turn number 3 and 4. Villagran once again going to slide it up. He now solely takes that spot away as Thomason did not have the momentum off the top there to pull him back in. So Villagran there just ran the 6:18 and fastest lap of the B main in the 6:18 engraving and design B main. Ernie Williams in the 4th spot there. Now going to set his sights on the 8. Thomas gets a little bit too high up the hill there. That allows Ernie now to slide back on through. He will now take that spot away. So Ernie up the 3rd there in car 91. We've seen him many times come from the B main to get on the podium with the 360 Sprint Car Series. It's now Jimbo Rooney. They're having an EUL there. He's going to continue to keep on through. Thomason just keeps getting freight trained here in the B main. Thomason, he's not going to go away without a fight though. Rooney once again going to slide him here in 3 and 4. He should have it this time. Now we'll go back here to watch Jeremy Christensen as he is in the 6th spot. Joseph Groom in 7th. You see Richie Gaines here, one of the lone cars trying to work the inside of the speedway. We have not seen much of that tonight. You can tell the track is getting a little bit more slick though out there. As I would imagine we're going to run a lot of this full throttle motorsports warm-up session to try to get this track into shape for tonight's racing action. And Greg Robinson runs alone in 9th, 10th. Jordan Navarro. So he is your final transfer spot, and then David Baker's your lone car on the outside looking in right now as they come. As Parker here takes the white flag in the 6:18 engraving and design B main. From 3 and 4 for the final time, he will see the checkered, and he will start 13th in tonight's Clash at the Coliseum by Right Rear Racing A-Main. Jordan Navarro does pick up that 10th and final transfer spot. So your 22-car starting field for tonight's Clash at the Coliseum is set here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Your full results here. Parker there in 02 picked up the win there in the 618 Engraving and Design B main. Anthony Villagrán finished second. Third, Ernie Williams. Fourth, Jimbo Rooney. Fifth, Scott Thomason. Sixth, Jeremy Christensen. Seventh, Joseph Groom. Eighth, Richie Gaines. Ninth, Greg Robinson. And 10th, your final transfer was Jordan Navarro. And 11th was David Baker. Best of luck next week for David Baker as we head into our championship finale at Charlotte next week. As I said, we're now into our full throttle motorsports warm-up session for this evening. We got 4 minutes remaining. We'll probably run about all of that. With the speeds of this racetrack, you need it to get as slick as possible. We should see some pretty decent racing though as the night progresses. As 360s have a lot more horsepower than 305s, and then we're going to see some great racing next week at the dirt track at Charlotte when we end our season next Wednesday night. A few sponsors we did not get to mention tonight, though. Drivers Meetings, as always, is brought to you by Admin Box. Fourth heat race is brought to you by the RPES shop. So if you need any merchandise for Reigel Promotions Esports, make sure to check out Reigel Promotions /shop online. And then the 4-wide salute, which we'll see here in a few moments, is brought to you by Victory Fuel. Victory Lane in the 305 and 360 Sprint Car Series is brought to you by Roya's Graphics. The Green Flag and Rookie of the Year Award for the 360 Sprint Car Series is brought to you by Third Party Gaming, which Third Party Gaming and RPES are launching a new Rocket League series come January. So if anyone out there is interested in playing Rocket League, make sure to join our Discord, and we'll definitely get you hooked up. And our pit road is brought to you by Dirt Series Promotions. This is obviously one of the nicest tracks for pit road here. Dirt Series Promotions has a couple big races coming up, just like their Dirt Series Nationals here in December. So make sure to go to dirtseries.com to register for those events. Every single one of our races offers a $5 bonus for a last lap pass. If you're able to win a race with the last lap pass, you will receive $5 courtesy of F&D Awareness. The Most Improved Driver Award, which my vote's probably going to go to Nick Larry this year, as he's shown a lot of improvement from last year to this year, obviously being second in points. They will receive a custom trophy from Shockeye Racing Performance. The Mr. Clean Driver Award is brought to you by Triplet Motors. He'll receive free entry into the series for 2026. That'll be the driver that has the least amount of incident points at the season end. And starting Sunday, it'll be the RPES World Championships by Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions. Two Fat Guys has just returned to the iRacing scene. They had a couple events. Right now they're running a kind of enduro style series. If you're interested, make sure to check them out online. They have a lot more races come up. I know, like micro sprints. A lot of our guys ask for micros, and we don't really race them. So you're more than welcome to go join Two Fat Guys in their events. But next Wednesday will be when the 360s are in action. But starting this Sunday, we'll be at the Circuit of the Americas for the Formula 4 Championship season finale. I'll be live on GT Champions on YouTube. And Monday night we'll wrap up our 305 series at Charlotte. Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, will be the big blocks at Charlotte. and Wednesday 360s, and then Thursday will be the NASCAR trucks at Charlotte as well. And then don't forget our season awards ceremony will be on Sunday, December 7th. We'll talk to a lot of drivers and go through a season recap of all of the different series that we raced across the 97 races that we did this year. Yeah, 97 is too many. And also, some breaking news out there. We haven't officially announced anything yet, but keep your eyes on our socials. A big announcement will be coming at the end of this week regarding an event coming up in December. As we now advance into our A-Main for tonight's RPES Clash at the Coliseum by Right Rear Racing. Be 30 laps to distance here for the 360 Sprint Car Series. Here is your starting lineup for tonight's A-Main. Matt Hinkle will go from the pole in car 47. Chase Shaft goes alongside in car 3. Michael Scurrin goes from third. Fourth would be Mason Hannigan in car 1. 79 at Dean Reynolds goes fifth. Sixth, Joseph Grandy. At seventh, the 43 of Nick Larry. Eighth, Ty Dickinson in 67. Bowen Smith in the 012. Kevin Goodall goes in 10th in the 29. 13th, I mean not 13th, 11th, car 13, Fred Hoffman. 12th, 30 of Johnny Vaughn. And 13th to be the 02 of Parker Anus. 14th, Andy Villagran in car 22. 091 of Ernie Williams Jr. goes from 15th, and 16th is Jim Rooney. 17th to be the 8 of Scott Thomason. 18th, Jeremy Christensen in car 16. And the 11 of Joseph Groom from Michigan will go from 19th spot. And Indiana's Richie Gaines in the 011 will go from 20th. 83 of Greg Robinson goes 21st. And then Sacramento, California's Jordan Navarro in the 96 will round out the field and hope for better wheel issues. See the full 22 car field there going on by. It looks like Greg Robinson is the only car that did not make the call for this evening's action. See, the field is now working into its Victory Fuel 4-wide salute here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. I'll say not a bad job by the field. Not bad. I always say 360s are probably the best drivers at knowing how to do the 4-wide salute out of any of the series we do. Field will work up back behind the Pace truck, and we should be getting the 1 degree when we get to the line. Laps the distance here, so 30 times around the Bristol Motor Speedway. We only had 2 cautions the other night. I don't want to speak too soon, but we only had 2 cautions, 305s, 25 laps. Let's see if 360 drivers can do any better. Hinkle fires, third-party gaming, green flag is out. slides up. Shaft all the way up against the fence. See that cushion, it's pushed all the way up against the wall now. Scurrying out battles. Hinkle's going to get it. He is going to lead lap number 1 of 30 here at the Clash of the Coliseum. Hinkle pushes up into the wall. Shaft gets into him. So 2 of your top contenders now out of the event here in early goings. Both of them have some significant damage. See, Chase Shaft there has some front end damage. Obviously, Hinkle's got some top wing and front wing damage. We'll go back and try to get another decent look at this one, but we made this a lot happening. I don't know what happened there. He looks like, I don't know if he got tight or what happened there, but the 47 just pushed up into the wall. It's either that or he had damage, but I don't know what he possibly got damage from, because I didn't see anybody else make contact with him. It looks like those two are really the only 2 cars involved in that one. Does look like Greg Roberts did make it out, but he missed the start of that one. So he is, looks like he is currently a lap down, so I'm sure he will get a wave around before we get back racing. If not, definitely in the next yellow. So we get our first 6-18 engraving design caution flag here early. At least it wasn't anyone's really fault there. Just race deal. Someone gets in the wall, and when you're running the wall behind him, not really much you can do. The 07 of Michael Skirring here out front. He has not been in action for over 3 weeks with 360 Sprint Car Series. He has never picked up a win with us either. He has, however, won a race in the 305 series this year. He won all the way back in March at the Lanier National Speedway, which I actually recently stopped at that track. I mean, obviously it's not a dirt track in real life, but I stopped that track on my way back from Talladega earlier in the, last month. See, we continue to have issues here with the field blank. I'm guessing it's just my computer. My computer is, some of you know, my computer is not all that great. Got the computer during COVID, so, and I have not done anything to it since then. So as you can imagine. However, I do plan to get one here right after the season, so we shouldn't have these issues next year. Michael Skirring here should be leading us back to the third-party gaming green flag. And he does. About to say, if not, I was going to get seriously worried about how Benjamin works the order. After those cars getting together, I did just notice Mason Hannigan now is up in the 2nd spot already. Mason Hannigan runs 3rd. Nick Larry is 4th, and Dean Reynolds is in the 5th spot. So we continue to have some issues here. We have another 618 engraving design caution flag. It's like Kevin Goodall and Anthony Villagran. They've been involved in this one. Oh, looks like, I don't know what happened here, but something happened with Jordan Amaro. It does look like he definitely has some front end damage. He must have hit the wall somewhere. And yeah, he went off in the corner, couldn't turn, and yeah, Goodall just, man, wrong place, wrong time. Luckily, it looks like he kind of got out of there unscathed. Anthony Villagran might have got a worse part of it. No, he's still out there too. No, good for them. They think they can keep going. More power to them. Michael Skirring now has a 2025 champion in his mirror there in the 1 car. Chase Shaft is now running back in the 17th position after having that incident earlier on. And Matt Hinkle runs right in front of him there in the 16th spot. Oh, well, looks like he's on pit road now, so never mind. He is no longer in the 16th spot. Should be going back green flag racing here momentarily. But for those of you that did not know, series point fund for the 305, I mean not 305, 360 Sprint Car Series. Top 10 in points will get paid here at the end of the season. It's $150 and championship trophy to first place in points. Obviously will be Mason Hannigan. Second place will get 100 points. $100 and a trophy. 75 will go to third and a trophy, and then fourth will be $60, fifth $50, sixth is $40, and seventh $35, eighth $30, 25 for ninth, and 10th will get $20 as a thank you to running with us all season long. Scurrying fires off once again at 07. Looks like it's a brand new paint scheme for the 07. All posted on Facebook a few weeks ago. Just rolling up there in the third spot at 518. This is looking to be what could be his best run ever if he's able to stay up front there in the 518. We get another 618 engraving design caution flag. What is going on back here in the back of the field? Said Matt. Out there. Doesn't seem to be him. So it must be someone else higher up. Looks like Kevin Goodall will stop the front stretch. Looks like maybe Fred was already wrecking when he got there. So I think they were maybe checking up for them. Also, it may have started here with net code. Obviously, you see Dean Reynolds and Ty Dickinson never touch each other. So it's a net code there, and then everyone else is trying to check up for it, and that's what caused the rest of right now. It's good boy this. Fred Hoffman gets sent to the pits for probably what is the fourth or fifth time just this year that I can remember him getting sent to the pits from flying over a wall. Once again, some tough luck there for the driver out of New York, Fred Hoffman. And Joseph Granny's best career finish in the 360 Sprint Car Series, and four feature starts is a 16th place run. So this would be a massive improvement if he was able to finish in the top three. As Current fires off once again. See if we can get some laps in here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. See if they're on the struggle bus here in the early moments. Ty Dickinson, they're right in the top 5 right now. Battle with Bowen Smith for that 5th spot. Mason Hennigan is really good race leader. Michael Skirring just gets in the fence. That allows Mason Hennigan to peek underneath, and he takes the lead in the 3 and 4. So all it took was one mistake to allow Hennigan to pounce on 37. Slides up. That high side of there is tough to deal with here, especially when you're just full throttle around the top. Joseph Randy, he may be reeling both of them in, honestly. Does look like he was slightly back than both drivers last time around. Tell you what, Skirring is not letting the hand get away there. It is battle for race lead. Hennigan was just 2/100ths of a second faster last time around. Skirring's trying a little bit different line, trying to take the trying to keep some clean air on the race car best he can. As I said, he falls right in on the top of 1 and 2. At this moment, the top 5 stay unchanged. This is definitely the best battle here. At least in the top 5 on the speedway. Dickinson still runs 5th, Fletch 4th, Randy is 3rd. See Skirring, he's getting closer and closer as they're out matching lap times here up front. See Hennigan, he goes to the low side there 1 and 2. Looks like it might have actually worked for him there. Maybe the top was getting a little bit too far around and turn 1 and 2. Still staying right with it, but it's tough to tell what the best line there is in 1 and 2. Maybe about equal at this point. Skirring almost got into the fence there. That would have been disastrous for his bid for the race lead. I definitely think the bottom side is coming in for sure in 1 and 2. I think 3 and 4, the top is definitely better. Bottom, I think, is the way to go. Bowen Smith has just made the pass on Ty Dickinson there for your 5th spot. Season Air driver is trying to work the inside line. Now, Jimbo Rudy kind of out of nowhere. He is now into the 7th spot in car 27. Both these drivers are right behind the 4 of Nick Larry and the 43 of Nick Larry. As you see, car trying to go to the pits there. I think that was Greg Robinson. And now about a second gap to Michael Skirring out front. Joseph Randy still about a 5/10 gap back to 3rd. And Nick Larry's now going to get a 6:18 engraving design caution flag. It does look like it was Greg Robinson. I'm assuming I saw him slow in the back. Oh, tough break from Joseph through. And he just stuffs him afterwards. But you can see his car was definitely next as they went in the corner. You see his tire even tried to peel over. I mean, sometimes you don't know how broke your car is until you go to the next one. They just find out the hard way. See the tires even rolling away from the 83 car. Man, he's Greg Robinson. He's had a tough couple weeks. I mean, so is Joseph Brook, to be honest. See, Jeremy Christensen also had some massive damage there. They all down Dirt Series Promotions pit lane. Mason Hennigan already second in the all-time wins list. This would be his 9th win of the season and all time if he was able to hold on. He is still back a couple seasons worth of wins to Caden Berry, who has the all-time record with 26 wins, which is going to be pretty tough to beat. Hennigan would have to replicate this season 3 more times pretty much to be able to even get to Caden Berry at this point. As this will be our last double file restart of the night, as once we get under 10 laps to go, we will be single file the rest of the way. So Hannigan to pick carefully here when he wants to fire. Still good of a start. Scurrying can get on the outside. Hannigan's a pretty decent jump. 07 keeps it right there in these crosshairs. See the 07 sawing on the wheel there. There's that car. Larry now working on the outside. Almost 3 wide in the military. Tried to make it on grading, was not able to do it. See, bottom side is starting to come in. We still see some drivers working the middle and top side of the speedway. Ty Dickinson is one of them. Right now, in the 6th spot. Top couple cars battling for the inside lane around the track. Larry just has nowhere to go. I feel like he might be able to get it wound up top, but as they make slight contact there to try to keep off the road. Owen Smith is working away in 3rd. Now Larry almost gets in the 4th, but Randy able to really power it off the top side and able to keep that spot from Larry. Larry's been taken here back at the line. We think Larry up to 4th. This is going now 3rd to 5th here since the restart. Ty Dickinson back into the 6th spot in the 67. 7th spot is Jim O'Reilly. See, this is what we talked about earlier. From the B main to being up here towards the top 5 is Ernie Williams. We've seen him do it time and time again. He never can qualify well, but he always finds his way up towards the front. Now he is all over Ty Dickinson. He's about to make a 2-for-1 move there, but he lost a lot of ground there. He lost the ground there on 27 Jimbo Rooney. Now something happened here with Michael Sturridge. Now he must have gotten to defense or something. Now he is back to the 5th spot. He's not going to work. He's going to try to get himself back by Joseph Randy. Mason Haynes still out front there. I will say Bowen Smith is running the race leader down, but I don't think he's going to have enough time if they come to the white flag. With this right here, Williams and Nichols, that is your best battle on the racetrack. And we're going to come to the checker flag here out of turn number 3 and 4. The 9th time this season, Mason Hannigan wins with 360 Sprint Car Series. Yeah, Bowen Smith is about 3 a lap faster on like the last 3 or 4 laps, but he was not able to reel him in time. So after we had 3 pretty much consecutive yellows at the very beginning of the race, we only have 1 yellow in the last 25 laps. But your final rundown of tonight's clash at the Coliseum by Right Rear Racing. We'll go down this way. Mason Hannigan with the win. Bowen Smith finishes 2nd, and Nick Larry finishes 3rd. So your top 3 in points in the top 3. The only difference is Nick Larry's 2nd in points. Bowen Smith's in 3rd. It's Joseph Grandy, though, with his best ever finish with the series. Finishes 4th. Michael Scurrying, after leading the early portion of the event, finishes in the 5th spot. Jimbo Rooney, 6th. 7th, Ty Dickinson. 8th, Ernie Williams. 9th, Johnny Vaughn in his debut finishes in the top 10 in car 30. Richie Gaines finishes in the 10th spot. 11th, 3 of Chase Shaft. 79, Dean Reynolds finishes 12th. Jordan Navarro 13th, and Fred Hoffman 14th. 15th, Matt Hinkle. 16th, Anthony Villagren. 17th, Joseph Groom. 18th, Jeremy Christensen. 19th, Scott Thomason. 20th, Parker Anus. 21st, Greg Robinson. And Kevin Goodall. Those are the only 2 drivers. Funny enough, both Sim Racers Anonymous drivers, the only 2 that did not finish tonight's event. We'll see if we can get any. Looks like all 3 of our drivers are in the Yeah, all three of our drivers are in the broadcast waiting room, so we're going to work with them here in just a moment. Hey Mason, how you doing?
Not too bad. How about you?
Good. Well, congrats on the 9th win of the season. Uh, I would say the track changed quite a bit there. I mean, did you really think the bottom was going to come in that much?
To be honest with you, not really. I just knew when we got rolling there, and the top was still pretty good, but I knew that I really wasn't as good as I needed to be to run the top. So I just had to make a lane change there, and I didn't know whether it was going to pay off or not, and it really did. Once I seen the gap kind of build to Michael there, I knew we were probably that's what line we were going to run the rest of the race. So yeah, no, we were pretty good there. Once Bowen got the second, he looked pretty sporty there, and I'm sure if we had a caution, it'd probably been a different story. So, just glad it went green there the last 10 laps or whatever it was. So, yeah, I think we wrapped it up with the championship there for sure. So, yeah, just happy to get it done and over with.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think you've locked up. I'm I'm at least 95% certain. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
think I haven't even to be honest with you, I haven't even
yeah.
looked
Because I
at the
mean,
points.
obviously you won and you already were over 300 points. So it's most you can score tonight is 225. So I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah. And I think my three drop was it? How many drops do we have? Three. Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
had enough terrible drops to be good. So, yeah, it definitely was a long season. I do know that, but it paid off there at the end.
Well, as always, I appreciate you running with us, and hope to see you again next week. Maybe get your 10th win of the
Yep, I
season.
appreciate it. Yeah, yeah, we're gonna try. We're gonna give her a go.
See you
But
next week.
yeah, appreciate it. Yep, thank you.
All right, next we'll get a word with your second place runner, Bowen Smith.
Stop.
Hey, Bowen, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. I mean, honestly, I got a little excited at the end because I saw you were reeling him in. Did you ever think you might have been able to get there?
Uh, I mean, I felt like I figured something out there. I just don't think I had enough time. Maybe with a yellow, but even then, it's so hard to pass. I mean, you seen what I did to Schuring there, and I didn't personally like having to rattle his cage at Bristol, but I mean that's the only way to pass when the track gets that kind of style.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, even with these cars having more horsepower than like the 305s, it takes a lot to pass, even when it does get slick the way it was.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's Bristol. I mean, that's what it's supposed to be. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how shocked you were. I was a little shocked that the bottom actually came in. I didn't think the bottom would ever come in, to be honest with you.
I mean, like I was really hoping for it at like tracks like this, like Knoxville, this track, big tracks. Really, I like running the bottom. I feel really good on the bottom when it gets slick. If it ain't slick, it ain't good. And I just somehow have a talent to be able to do it.
Obviously, I mean, you didn't gain many points on Nick Larry, but you did. So I mean, you're at least a few more points closer for next week to be able to try to get second place in points.
Yeah, that's definitely the goal. I had it earlier in the season, and I kind of want it back.
Well, at least no matter what, if you finish second or third, you still get a trophy. So at least you got that.
Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. But still gotta make the effort.
Well, I appreciate you running as always, and get anyone you want to thank.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Chad Griggs for helping me out tonight, like always, and you guys for putting on the lead.
No problem, and see you next week.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, that was your second place runner, Bowen Smith. Lastly, we'll get a word with third place runner, Nick Larry. Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Good, you?
I say you've been clicking off these podiums the last couple weeks.
I'm trying to finish out the year pretty strong.
I'm not sure how many. I know this is at least 3 in a row with the series.
Yeah. I wish we'd go to a smaller track, but we just got big tracks on the last bit of them.
Yeah. Well, we'll get a couple smaller ones next year. I tell you what, there's gonna be at least 2 quarter miles. What else? I mean, you were pretty consistent. You stayed up there the whole time. Obviously, qualifying did not go your way, but Jordan Navarro having his wheel issue honestly kind of helped you out
Yeah, I was
in the heat
kind of
race.
shocked on what really happened. I was like, well, I guess I just got gifted the transfer spot. I just take what you get, I guess.
Yeah, I was doing the lineup, and all of a sudden I clicked on him, and I saw him he had like no top wing. I was like, what the heck happened?
It happens to the best of us.
Well, I mean, you didn't lose many points to Bowen tonight, so should still be in the second place in points. Obviously, still gonna be pretty close going into next week, though. The best battle I think we have going in the top 10.
Yeah, I hope we can finish second, but it's gonna be pretty close, I think.
As I just said to Bowen, at least finish second or third, you still get a trophy. So
yeah, that's all I'm happy about.
well, is there anyone you want to thank before I let you go?
Yeah, Cadenberry Motorsports, JS Sim Shots, Colborne Race Wraps for making this new wrap, EW Littlefield, Ziggy Construction, CNT Builders, Newport Glass, Trafton, A&G, Mid-Main, TCL, and 207 Slaughters.
Well, as always, appreciate you running, and we'll see you next week.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that was your third place runner, Nick Larry. And with that, that's going to about do it tonight for the 360 Sprint Car Series here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Next week, we'll be in action at the dirt track at Charlotte as we wrap up the 2025 season next Wednesday night. We have completed 92 races to this point in 2025 with all of our different series. We got 5 more to go starting this Sunday with the Formula 4 cars. Appreciate you all tuning in every single week, and we'll see you